Hey my friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about a question that many people have been asking me. Daniel, how many hours should I work in a given week? And today I'm going to share with you what I believe you need to do, and I'm going to give you my perspective, and I'm going to tell you how I started. This advice applies to everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a single parent, it doesn't matter if you have 10 children, it doesn't matter if you have a full-size business, it doesn't matter if you are unemployed or you're a college student. What really matters is the overall perspective that I'm about to share with you. So listen up. In the first 3 years of my business, I worked all the time. I worked 80 to 100 hours a week minimum because I knew that's what it took in order to get me started and growing in the business in which I wanted to grow. Now I had a lot of responsibilities. I had to take care of customers, I had to take care of myself, I had to take care of my wife, and a whole bunch of other things that came along in life. But I knew that this is what it took in order to be successful. I currently work about the same amount of hours, but now I'm way more organized because I've understood exactly what I needed to do from struggling in those first 3 years of growing a business. Mathematically speaking, there's 168 hours in a week. And if you take 68 of those hours for restroom time and getting ready and waking up, you'll find that you have about 100 hours left. Now most people typically work about 50 hours and they allocate the other 50 hours to life. They take up some hobbies, maybe they do some traveling, maybe they drink a cocktail, maybe they watch a movie. But whatever it is, you have to decide what it is that you want to do for the next 50 hours. For me, I chose to work because I knew that that would give me the results that I wanted. And every hour that you work after 50 will lead to your financial independence, will lead to your success, will lead to your happiness if you are working specifically on the purpose that you know your heart desires. But the real answer to this question is not about how many hours you work, but what you put in those hours. There's so many people that work that job, they work that business, and they're spending time in that particular job, or in that particular area, or in that particular house, but they don't achieve the kind of results that they absolutely want because they're just putting in the time. They're focusing on activities instead of outcomes. And when you focus on activities, then you'll always be busy. But when you focus on outcomes, then you'll create results. So whether you decide to work 40 or 50 or 60 or 100 hours a week, what really matters are the outcomes that you're producing. Now, another question that most people ask is, Daniel, what about work-life balance? You know, I have kids, I have a family, I have my parents, I have other things that I want to do in my life. What do you think about that? What should I do? And like I was saying earlier, you should allocate 50 hours at least to the job, to the work that you've been assigned, and then take that other 50 and balance your life if you must. But understand that if you're putting those 50 hours away to keep a balance in your life, you're sacrificing that massive empire that you could be growing. You're sacrificing the major success that you can have if you had used that 50 hours to study, to learn, to grow, to network, to master your craft, to build your business, to make extra sales, to do some extra marketing, to promote yourself and your business. So what I'm saying is that you can balance all things, but what you really need to do is stay busy on focusing on outcomes, on focusing on results. You can still have a balance working 80 to 100 hours a week. You can still call your mother, you can still do the laundry, you can still do everything that needs to be done even if you're working all the time. And more importantly, you can hire other people to do the things that you don't necessarily want to do. So instead of cleaning the house and washing the dishes and doing the laundry, you can eventually use the money that you've gained from your success to hire that out, to delegate those tasks, to make sure that other people can cover those bases in your life. Now, my question for you is this: how many hours do you work on your life? You see, you have to work harder on yourself than you do for your employer. You have to work harder for the business that you want to create than you do for the money that you want to make. You've got to focus more on the bottom line results that you're creating overall and not judge yourself on a week-to-week basis or even a month-to-month basis, but look at the years. Look at the decades. Look at the time that you will be spending on creating those results and measure yourself by those outcomes. Essentially, instead of asking how many hours should I be working, what you should really be asking is what kind of outcomes do I want to produce in this week, this month, this year, this decade. Once you start thinking in this new way, you're going to start developing a greater understanding. You're going to grow your long-term vision, and you, my friend, will reach your highest goals. Alright, there you go, my friends. I've given you my perspective of what I believe you need to think when it comes to how many hours you should be working. Focus on outcomes instead of activities. Don't focus on the hours, but focus on what you do and produce in that day, in that week, in that year. Alright guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope I've given you some value, and if I have, please leave a comment in the section below. Of course, share this video with someone you know absolutely needs it, especially for the people who are workaholics. Alright my friends, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And remember, focus on the outcome that you want to produce, and you will gain massive success. See you next time.